My name is Melissa. Welcome to this vinyasa class. We're going to start today with a little bit of spinal movement and wrist stretching. So in your tabletop position, turn your hands to face your knees, palms down on the ground. Walk your knees in close enough to feel comfortable that you're not putting too much pressure in the wrists, and then bend your elbows towards the waist. See if you can hold this position in the hands and the elbows, and then start to cat-cow through the spine. So for cat, on the rounded back, we exhale, and then inhale for cow with the chest forward. Notice what you feel through the wrists and the lower arms. And then slowly coming back, peel the heel of the hand up off the floor and close and open the hands a few times. This time we're going to put the tops of the hands on the floor, again, fingers facing in. So opening the fingers, spin your elbow creases forward so your neck is long and your shoulders go back. Arms are staying straight for this one. So instead of having that bent elbow, we're going to have straight elbows. I'm going to look to my right hip and squeeze my right hip towards the shoulder. Look the other way. And as you move side to side, you're going to feel your spine move side to side. Maybe noticing alternating pressure through each hand. And then again, peeling back. Take a moment. You might just need to be still through the hands and the wrists. You might want to move them very gently. Okay, and then when you're ready, into downward facing dog. So for downward facing dog, we're going to be doing some leg circles. So this can be pretty challenging. If you're finding you're having a hard time, come down to your knees and the modification will look a little bit like this, right? Otherwise, you're finding downward facing dog, right? And then the right leg will start with the leg up. Now, right leg straight is going to be your more challenging version. Bent knee is a little bit more forgiving, so you decide what you need. And as you circle the leg, try to keep control of the torso. Try to keep the arms straight. Feeling every bit of this circle. And then we'll change direction. I think about the leg like an arm on a clock, right? Telling time with your leg. And then place the right foot down. If you need to take a break, go ahead, take a break. We're going to go to the other side. So again, you could be straight leg or bent knee, or even in tabletop. Circle. Doesn't matter which direction first. Try to use your right outer hip to stabilize so you're not wobbling out to the side. And notice if you can keep the shoulders back in the downward dog shape. After 3, we'll change direction. And find yourself in downward. So opportunity here for rest if you need. Could be in a child's pose, could be in a tabletop. If you're feeling good and you want to start to flow, we'll shift forward to plank, and you can lower all the way down to the floor. You can lower into chaturanga if you feel ready already. Inhale to a cobra or an up dog, again depending on what you've done with your day so far, and then downward facing dog. So the flows, I will suggest them. If you don't want to do them, skip them out. With the right leg, we're stepping forward to the right hand. With the right hand, reach it up and circle 3 times back. We're going to stop with the arm at the top position and then bring the elbow towards the inner knee. You can look left. Open. And then arm up, we'll circle forward. And then as the arm closes for your third time, step back, downward dog. If you'd like to flow, please go ahead. Again, any version of a flow that feels good to you. And then we're going to go forward with the left foot. So left foot can step to the hand, arm goes up. And if you want to modify, you can put the back knee on the floor. Arm circles back 3 times. Stopping with the arm on the up, elbow towards the inner ankle, and I look right. When I go up, arm circles forward. And then hand comes to the floor and you step back. And again, option to stay in downward or in table or in child's pose. Maybe you flow. And holding that downward facing dog. Take a moment or two. From your downward dog, shift your body forward to plank. And then keeping your feet apart, we're going to come into a staggered, so that means feet side by side plank. So right hand is up, the right foot is in front of the left foot, and then just change sides. So super simple. Turning onto the tips of the toes, then the sides of the feet, left hand, and come back. Take a moment in downward dog. Take a break if you need. Now, if that was challenging, which it is, I'd like you to stay and repeat that. If you'd like to add on, we're going to add a little variation, okay? We're going to add a little challenge with that hip. So shift it forward to plank again. Turn onto the sides of the feet. Toes go right, right hand goes up. Now just like those circles we were doing with the leg, you're going to bring your right knee up to your chest. And slowly have the leg travel out. Slowly. If you can, get the toe to touch the floor lightly. Now, instead of reaching up right away, I'm going to bend both knees so you'll see my hips go towards my heels a little bit. And then use the strength of the legs to take you up and over. Big side stretch. Good. Right hand back to the floor. Downward facing dog, take a moment. If you need to reset, you do. Shift it forward to plank. Toes turn to the left. So you're inside of left, outside of right. Left hand goes up. You might just stay here. Otherwise, left knee to chest, left knee to sky, slower than you want to. Left toe just touches down, so light. Bring your hips down, bending both knees, and then reach up and over. Big side stretch. Left hand towards the floor, downward facing dog. If you'd like to flow, add it in here. So lots of opportunities to flow. Maybe not for everyone, and maybe you just take a few of them. So lots of chances even if you're skipping them out. Looking to your hands, we're going to step, jump, or walk forward towards the hands and lift the chest. With the chest lifted, we'll exhale and fold. And take your time. You could stand on your hands, You could hold your big toes. You could hold the side ankles. So whatever kind of forward fold you'd like to do, go there. See if you can close the gap between your rib cage and your thighs. If you're feeling a little more experienced, you might tip some weight forward towards the toes, pull your shoulders back. And then start to lower your hips towards Malasana. So for Malasana, my feet are parallel and fairly close. If you need to be wider or in a toe turned out position, allow that. If you need to rest and round your spine, allow that. If you're feeling more energetic, see if you can find a lift, more of a buoyancy underneath your pose to keep it active, and hold. Some of us might have heels off the ground and you're just working on getting them to sink lower. But if you need the support of a wedge under your heels or a towel, blanket folded up, that works too. And then from this place of your Malasana, find the strength of your legs and your glutes and push yourself up to stand. Holding onto Tadasana, mountain pose, close your eyes. Reset the body, find your breath. So when I take a moment to be still in a physical sense, I can start to sense, to feel all that circulation, all that movement that's happening inside. As you open your eyes, we're going to start with some balance. Left leg is the supporting leg. Right knee comes up. So I'm keeping my hands just in front of me. You could also do hands at your hips just to keep them out of the way. And the knee's going to turn out slightly. My hips stay facing forward, so I'm not looking to have my knee out here, just 30, 45 degree. Now to get to warrior three, I'm going to inwardly rotate this thigh. So that's going to feel like inner thigh turning towards the mat as I straighten the leg back behind me. Okay, so you might be bending both knees and that's okay. If you can straighten, you do. And then to come up, I'm going to stay forward leaning, but pull the knee up beside me and then bring the knee forward to stand. And if you fall out or need to put your toe down for a moment, that's okay. Let's do it 2 more times. So knee out, knee rolls in, stretch it back. Try to really find your length in your warrior three so you can pick up the back leg. Allow the knee to come out and then stand. And your left hip, left glute is going to feel the work of everything you're doing here. Last time. Maybe we can hold a little bit for this last one. Stretch longer. If you can straighten your legs a little bit more, you might try it. And then bring the knee out and come up to stand. Right, challenging on the ankles. Bring it down. Take a moment to reset. You might need to walk around your mat to take that break or find a fresh spot on your mat to feel ready for the other side. So now we're balancing on the right foot. Pick up the left. Turn it out. Allow the inner knee to turn towards the floor as you stretch the leg back behind you. Let the knee come up the side and then stand to close, feeling those inner thighs. And knee out. Reach it forward and back. Knee comes wide. Knee comes in. One more time. Try to hold on this one. Concentrate, feel length. Try to find your natural squaring, right? Let the knee come up the side, bring the knee forward to stand tall, and then allow the foot to come down. Again, take a moment in your Tadasana, your mountain. Feel those changes happening inside the body. Notice what it's brought up. If you're feeling tired from that, if you're feeling out of breath at all. And then we'll inhale, reach up, and exhale, forward fold. On an inhale, reach your chest forward, and then hands down, plank to low plank. And if you're skipping the flows, go ahead, skip them. Just find us in downward facing dog. I'm going to look at the front of the mat and just come onto the knees. So you can hop onto your knees or just place your knees down. Working some back bends. So the back bend I want to work today is camel, and with the toes tucked under. You might choose to stay in the beginning part of this pose and just repeat that, which is fine. We're going to start with the right hand reaching towards the heel, and you may or may not be able to reach your heel, which is fine. Just have that intention or direction of the body. Another choice could be hand on low back if you find that more supportive, right? If your hand or either hand is on your heel, see if you can do this without leaning, right? The heel should not be bearing weight here. You're using the strength of your upper body and your hips. So left arm's going to come up, right hand on the heel, and then as you circle towards or forwards, you'll notice you can turn your body more to the right, right? And now if you circle back and follow it, your chest kind of opens, right? And your chest even might open so much you come into that camel. And again, if you find the camel, reach your heart forward and up. Okay, use your left arm, keep your right hand where it is, circle in or forward to come out, right? You can just keep the circle happening. And then when you're ready, try it one more time. Go back, right? And allow it to take a couple revolutions or more if you need. Feel the lightness, reach it forward. Good, and then circle it back up when you're ready. And find yourself in neutral. If you need to take a break, you do. We're going to go to the other side. And again, 2 camels. If you don't like this method, it's not working for you at all, skip it, right? You can do both hands, regular camel that you know. Left hand on your heel, right hand up and over your ear, and you circle forward. And just notice how that turns your body towards the left. And if you circle out, you start to open. And maybe find the camel and push your chest forward and lift it up so light through the hands to come out. Right arm circles to the left, and if you want, go again. Try to make the circles large and notice how that changes your upper body. Then coming out. Right, you spend the time that you'd like where you want it, and then just come to sit. If you're feeling dizzy at all, just take some breaths, deep breaths in a neutral position. Try to start to find that grounded feeling. And then we're going to sit. So I'm going to take a wide leg position. The width of your legs is completely up to you. They can be mat width apart, they can be much wider. I'm going to leave it to you as to where you want to go. We're going to be reaching side to side towards the outsides of either foot. And as you do, the hand in the back, so I'm going to reach first with my right, it can either reach out in space behind you or it can be on the floor pushing you forward. So you decide what you need. We're going to alternate. So right hand to the outside of the left foot, left hand to the outside of the right foot. And think of it like a forward fold on the diagonal. Right? Look where you want to go. Try to keep the opposite sit bone down on the ground. Let's go for a full 5 sets. So this is our 4th. One more time each side. And as you come up, we're going to bring it in and find a twist. So for this twist, I'm going to keep my legs together. If you would rather do the foot crossed up and over version that you might already know, certainly go there. So my right hand's going to come to the outside of my left knee. Left hand on the floor behind me. Sit up tall. Imagine your legs and your back making an L shape. And you might even, I'm bending my right elbow to twist me more. And if your hamstrings are tight, you might have a bend in your knees, right? So you can keep the low back drawn up and in, and that's perfect. Good, unwind. And then we're gonna go the other way. So left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand can be behind you. Bend the knees if you need it. Inhale, sit tall, bend the left elbow, almost like you're pulling backwards through the left arm, using the strength of your lats for leverage. Amazing. And then coming back, we're going to roll down to the ground. So I'm going to do arms forward. My heels are going to slide, but I'm going to try to keep my legs down. And as I curl my tail and roll down, I'm going to meet the floor. And the slower and smoother you can go, the better. The more work, the stronger, right? And once you get all the way down, let your hands come down beside you, maybe a foot or so beside your body, so not super tight, palms up. Let your feet flop out to the sides and just let everything melt down into the floor. And again, just like Tadasana, as you find this outer stillness, you might start to focus more deeply on all of that inner movement and seeing if you can calm that inner movement just a little bit. Right, so maybe the breath slows a little. Maybe your heart doesn't have to beat so fast as you relax. If you are fortunate enough to have more time to spend in your Shavasana final rest, I'd recommend at least another 3 or 4 minutes to just really let everything go and absorb that practice. But if you need to get on with your day, start to bring your awareness to your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles, stretching the arms above your head and lengthening your legs in one long line. Knees can come up to the chest as you roll to your side. Take your time to come upright. Thank you so much for sharing your day with me. Thank you for your energy, for practicing yoga, and especially for all of your efforts. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.